this is Sharika Brown here, and welcome back to my channel. So I just finished the 30 days of jumps for doing 2,000 a day. And so what I learned going through this process is that um, doing jump rope is simple, but not really. I chose to do the 30 days without a rope. And so I recorded my progress each day. And one of the things that I did was I would jump for 60 seconds and then rest for 30. And during those 60 seconds, my focus was on increasing the amount of jumps that I could do within there. So I did 4 different types of jumps. Um, One, the regular jumping up and down. 2, what they would call like the boxer's jump. And 3, I did, I call them like mommy kicks, but I got that from when I would do with Shaun T. But it's basically jumping with straight legs. And 4, I would do as if I was what we call double dutch. So jumping one leg at a time with double dutch, but moving faster and not lifting the knees as high. Okay, so I did those 4 different types of jumps. What I found with doing those 4, the one that I did mainly like doing with the double dutch, those ones were easier on my knees. Okay, and I I would do a lot more of those because my legs would move much faster with those than doing the other jumps, um, type jumps. Now I started out with probably about 150 of the regular jumps in 30 seconds. Now, grant you, I had already built up to that because I had started doing jump rope back in May, and I had built up. I started with like 200, then I would add like 25, 50 a day, and then I increased it until I hit 1,000. And then once I hit 1,000, I stayed at 1,000 for a long time, and still doing that 60-second, 30-second, 60-second jump, 30-second rest. And I would do it for 10 minutes. So I would only do 1,000. So I would do like 100 jumps within that minute. And I gradually was increasing the number of jumps within the time frame. So I wouldn't change the time frame. It would be 10 minutes and I wouldn't change it and just do however many jumps. So it was increasing from that point. So that's how I got to being able to do 150 by the time I started this challenge. And so with the 2,000 jumps per day, it wasn't always just 2,000. I would do sometimes 2,100, sometimes 2,200, depending on how much energy I had. And for me, because I was doing 30, 60, 30, 60, I was counting and adding them up. However, I would still do the complete 60. So that's why sometimes it may have been I only needed like 6 more jumps, but I would jump as if I was doing the entire minute. And so that's why the number of jumps would be more than 2,000, even though that's what it was. And so I didn't see much change, but I could see from measurements that I had lost some inches during this process as well. Now, grant you, I had started my fitness journey over a year ago. And so for this challenge, it was more of, can I increase the number of jumps in the amount of time? And I did. So I started out with, I don't know, maybe 150 to 200. And that number increased to from like 200 to 300, depending on sometimes. I think the highest I got was like 380 in 60 seconds. And that was doing the double dutch jump. The other jumps I got, the other 3 types of jumps, the most I did for them, it ranged between 200 to maybe like 250. But the double dutch type jumps, I did um, three. It was 300 to 380, depending on um, how I would be jumping. So if I started out with those type jumps to begin with, I would go hard on, like, a lot. My legs would be moving so fast, my arms would be moving so fast, and it got less and less because, of course, I'm exhausting a lot of energy in a burst of energy at a time. But it would still be over 300. So some days I would do just strictly those jumps, and I think I got to like 2,000 within like 6 minutes of doing those type jumps. The other ones, and it increases like your stamina, like your endurance. That is a way to work on it, work on the endurance. Your heart rate is going and everything. And so what I love about the jump rope challenge was that it pushed me. And so I used it as a game, and I saw it as a way for me to increase. And like I said, my focus was on trying to increase it. Now, I will tell you that um, my thought was to do half and half with rope and half without the rope. Well, because I had increased the speed so much and being able to jump without the rope, when I got the rope, it was an epic fail. Like I couldn't for the life of me coordinate hands, mind, feet to work together. It was just not happening. And so I just ended up just saying, forget it. I'm just going to go 30 days with no rope. And so that's what I did. And in that time, like I said, I increased the number of jumps I could do. And I like jumping with no rope anyway because I don't have to worry about the rope stopping me or hitting my feet to make me stop. Um, with jumping without the rope, you just keep going. You're just jumping until the bell rings. In my case, where I had, and I used the Tabata app that I got from the Play Store to time me, so that I knew when the 60 seconds were up. And I didn't use, like, of course, I didn't have like any counter, so it had to be in my head. And if any of you are like me, I have ADD. And so my mind drifts. So there are days I probably did more jumps than I thought I did. But I just counted and I figured it all would average out in a way. And so for the most part, I did stay focused. Um, well, for many of the 60 seconds. But if you have a counter, that will help a whole lot. Other than trying to do it in your head. And what I would do was I would go 25, count in rotations of 25. So I know when I hit 4, that was 100. And I get another 25, 25, 25, 25, another 100. And so that helped me. And I knew when I was doing the double Dutch jumps that if I got to 30 seconds, I should have completed at least 150 of those. And for the most part, I did. And of course, I would get to it once I hit like 37. That lets me know I was going at warp speed and I couldn't slow down to get to the end of the 60 seconds. So if you are thinking about doing the challenge, I would say do it. Um, 2,000, I think that's more just a push for you to see if you can do it. 1,000, maybe where you are. 500, maybe where you are. If you want to start out there doing 500 a day, or you feel like you can increase it to 1,000 in the second half, you can do that. It's up to you as far as what you do. Now, let's talk about what did I eat during that time. So I follow the R3 weight loss plan, and I'll put a link to the video and a link of me talking about this plan. But the eating, I still eat, according to that plan in real life. Some people want to do keto and all those jazz, cut out carbs, but I don't. To me, that's not real life. And so I like to eat food, and this plan allows me to do that. And so that's what I did. And so I would show you kind of also during that time I'm doing an ab workout every day as well. So I didn't see, like I said, I didn't see much change in the body. However, when I did my measurements on yesterday, um, I could see where I had lost some, okay, some inches, even though like the scale really didn't move much, but I can tell I lost some inches um, in that as well. So that helps. And for me, in my entire journey, I have been determined not to drop weight and have a full transformation of my body instantly, because I've done that before and I had a struggle to get back into a routine. So my whole goal during my whole journey, as a matter of fact, I've been working out 296 days straight right now. But my whole goal was for me to create a habit of working out. And that's what I did. And so during this entire challenge for myself, it started out, I only wanted to do 100 days. And then when I got there, it was like, what am I going to do? So I just decided I would just keep going I've created this habit. Now I need to continue with it. And so I work out every day for about 30 minutes a day, which is good. It's good for me. And it helps keep my body going as well. So definitely, if you're interested or want to do the jump rope challenge, I would say be careful with the way that you do your jumps. And I would also say be careful with your knees. Some people say they have problems with their knees, and it's more so of the way that you're jumping or the platform or your shoes. One of those three you probably need to check um, because you may be coming down too heavy. And you may change the type of jump so that it doesn't impact your knees as much. Okay? So if you have any questions, feel free. If you have done this challenge, feel free to click on the link below if you want the meal plan. Definitely write in the comments if you have done this challenge or if you're going to start this challenge. And then we will see your progress as well. It was fun to jump without the rope. Now, I do like the rope. I'm just going to have to get used to jumping with it again. And so we'll see. Hopefully it won't be another epic fail once I pick up the rope again. So that's all I have for you today, my friends. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and click that notification button so that you can get notification of when I post content and get information from me. That's all I have for you today, my friends. I'll talk to you soon.